Hello, Helium. How are we doing? My name is Phipps. I hope you're having a great evening. Recently, somebody told me that I am white passing. So if you're not familiar with the terms, it means in a room full of white people like you guys right now that I would just blend right in. Okay, look, I'll be honest with you. I look like Mr. Miyagi's secret glove child, right? You all would have said I was Asian or Mexican if I'd given you the chance, but I won't. I'm actually Native American. So growing, thank you. One person who's probably 1/25th Native American. So growing up, we used to play Cowboys and Indians. I get to be the Indian, of course. That got old after a while, so I was like, hey guys, can we just switch this up a little bit? Can we play war? And they're like, they got excited. Never seen my friends so excited. They handed me a backpack with a stick in it, right? And they shoved it right at me. They're like, put this on. I was like, all right. Like, what are we doing? Like, oh, you're the Navajo wind talker. We're gonna keep you safe from the Nazis as you send messages to everybody else across the enemy lines. So that was my childhood. I used to tell people I was half Native American, not 1/25th, like whatever person over there. Until my girlfriend got me an Ancestry.com kit for Christmas. Turns out I'm only 35% Native American and my dad's not my dad. And I have a half brother named Michael Jordan. Not that one, just some white guy from Seattle. And so that's what I've been dealing with. So how did that happen? You're probably wondering. I know I was. So I called my dad, who's not my dad, and I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, your grandma cheated on your grandpa. But you can't say she was whoring it up, right? That's a little rude, and it's my grandma. You gotta use the terms they use in those times, right? You had to say she was like out and about. You had to say she had like gentleman collars. You couldn't say she was for the streets, you had to say she was for the dirt roads. Yeah, that's the childhood I grew up with, that's what I had to deal with. And so the one thing about being Native American, I'll use Indian, I'm Indian, whatever, is that people are casually racist to you, and you can just get away with it. Like one day I was getting up, and my girlfriend, I was getting ready to go to work, and she's like, hey, try not to dance on the way to work, it's raining, I don't want it to rain today. Or people ask you like weird topics, like sometime after a show, someone will come up to me, and somebody wanted to know my stance on immigration. All right? So first off, right, like don't lead with that. If you're gonna come talk to me after the show, the two things you can talk about: one, I'm handsome; two, that I'm funny. Nothing else. But since we are talking about immigration, and you probably want to know my stance on it, it's really simple. You can all leave. That's right. However you got here, you can just go ahead and head back. You can come visit our casinos though, and then get right back on the plane. So I've been trying to buy a house lately. That's been going terrible. We've been getting outbid by like hundreds of thousands of dollars on cash offers. Anybody trying to buy a house? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Thank you. That was the saddest yeah I've ever heard.
Yeah, I am trying to buy a house. It's depressing.
Yeah, I hear you. So basically my loan at this point can afford a cardboard box. But not even the refrigerator box, you know, the little oven box. And we've been going into people's houses, and I swear to God, if I see white, gray, and live, laugh, love on your fucking walls one more time, I'm going to have a conniption fit. I've had enough of it. All right? And then here's the thing, here's the kicker. How many people of you know this? There's a Trail of Tears lane in Missouri. Yeah, that's the exact reaction I had when I saw it pull up. Well, we saw the nicest house there. And I wanted to go there so bad. And, but I know what happens. We buy that house, right? We move in. A month later, there's a flag in my backyard and the guy's telling me to leave. Like, let's just be honest with each other. That's what happens, right? Nobody laughed at that, huh? All right, whatever. You feel a little guilty right now? Like, oh yeah, that's exactly what we did, didn't we? For shame. All right, stocks have been taking a beating. Crypto's been taking a beating. Bitcoin was at, 6 months ago, was at $46,000. Just in case you were wondering, right now it's worth $20,000, all right? You used to be able to buy a Tesla with it. You can still buy 2 small Honduran children, but you can't buy a Tesla anymore. I love that I've turned you guys. You can, so if you don't if you're not making Bitcoin with your computer, basically you're collecting Beanie Babies, right? My mom collected Beanie Babies. She died rich. She had no idea that they lost value in the 2000s. She was gone before then. It was miraculous. She leaned on those things. And And so now, the guy, I'll end on this. The first Bitcoin transaction was for 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. That is a $200 million pizza purchase. And they did an interview with this guy recently, and he said, I'd do it again. Yeah, of course, that's of course what you're going to say, because the correct answer to that is, I should have killed myself. Everybody, you guys have been great tonight. My name is Jeff Phipps. You have a great night.